If you are a Megan Thee Stallion fan, please don't watch this video. Hi, Marshmallows. Welcome back to another celebrity reading. Today I will be reading on the Megan Thee Stallion and Milagro case. I literally was just about to read on what I predict the verdict is going to be, and it already came out. So, whoops, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, it literally just came out a couple hours ago. Anyways, if you're new here, hi, my name is Soraya. I am a psychic intuitive. Welcome to my channel. I do offer personal readings, they are definitely worth it. 5 questions all bundled up in one. You can ask any questions as long as they relate to the topic that you purchased. So, go check that out in my description down below. I have a Discord. I have other celebrity readings on there. And also, I have hexes, money spells, manifestation, all of that on there. So go check that out. And I have a Discord so you can talk to me one on one or in a group setting. So without further ado, let's dive straight into this bullshit. What my prediction was going to be was that Megan Thee Stallion was going to win, but it was going to be unjust. I do feel like energetically, Megan Thee Stallion should not have won this case because I don't feel like she had enough social standing, or not social standing. I don't think she had enough evidence. She didn't have enough evidence, like hardcore proof or evidence that Milagro was the cause of her emotional distress. That's what I intuitively feel. I just feel like she shouldn't have won this case because she did not have enough evidence. I'm going to tell you guys what I think about this case and what I think is coming up next for Megan Thee Stallion, okay? So, first of all, let's hop straight into it. I feel like Meg needs a bit of an ego check. I'm not going to lie to you. I do feel completely bad for what happened to her. I've been through situations where the world is damn near against me. You know, I've been getting tag team, jumped by everybody. And so I do feel like Meg does deserve some vindication. But I don't feel like Milagro genuinely caused her this stress. I feel like Megan filed this lawsuit out of pettiness. I think it was pettiness. I don't think Milagro destroyed her self-esteem, or I don't feel like Milagro, negatively contributed to her mental health. I definitely feel like Milagro annoyed the fuck out of her. Like, this is how I see Milagro, right? I see Megan Thee Stallion right here, and then I see like Milagro as a mosquito or a fly, and Megan Thee Stallion's just like, I, like, bitch, get away. But I don't feel like she caused her severe amounts of distress. I feel like Milagro was simply a minor inconvenience or just one of those annoying bloggers. And yeah, I feel like Meg filed a lawsuit for multiple reasons. I definitely feel like it was for ego. I feel like her ego, Megan needs to check her ego, because if she doesn't, this ego will be the death of her. Not the death of her, it'll be the end of her. I felt like Megan just really wanted to get at her, right? She wanted to play checkers. That's what I'm saying. Not checkers. She wanted to play chess, right? She wanted to checkmate her. She wanted to, kind of check her and be like, nah, bitch, like, you can't speak on me. So it was more so of an ego thing. I don't really feel like Megan really even cares about Milagro like that. I think she just annoys. I think Megan is just annoyed by Milagro. Like, I feel like Milagro annoys the shit out of Megan. I don't feel like Megan should have won this case, but I feel like she won this case due to connections. Megan has somebody on her legal team, some sort of lawyer or attorney that has connections within the court system, and that is how Megan won this place. Yes, I mean this case. Yes, y'all. It's everybody act shocked. Yeah, the legal system is not so. It's not so legal. Okay. A lot of things are influenced by money, power, and connections, and I feel like partially money is why Megan won, but I mainly feel like she had somebody on her team that had connections within the court. Like, maybe they knew the judge or knew somebody in the courtroom. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I just don't feel like Megan should have won this. I do feel like I do intuitively. Let me stop saying feel. Whenever I say feel, I that's when I'm getting an intuitive download, okay? I'm getting something from my sixth sense, my intuition. All right? I'm not just talking out my ass. I'm intuitively picking up that Milagro was kind of, I definitely feel like Milagro's not innocent. Like, she definitely was talking shit about Megan on the internet, but everybody was doing that, right? So it's like, why go after Milagro? I'm hearing that Milagro is the easiest one to take down. I feel like Megan might try to go on some sort of tour, not tour, but some sort of parade to like take down all the bloggers that was talking shit about her. And this is when she's gonna get an ego check or a reality check. You cannot take down everybody. I also feel like, excuse me, Megan will run out of money. like not run out of money, but if she continues to go after each and every blogger that had something negative to say about her, she is like her finances are going to take a dip. That is when she's going to have an ego check. Like you have to deal with your ego and be like, you know what? I can't take down everybody, right? Like a win is a win. Honestly, intuitively, I feel like Megan should just sit with this, like just take this win and hope, not hope, but use it as like a message for other bloggers, to tread lightly as they say your name, right? As they're talking shit about you. But I don't feel like Megan wants to do that. I feel like Meg does not want to stop until she feels like she got everybody who wronged her. And this is where my criticism for Megan comes in, right? I don't know how y'all feel about the Megan the Stallion and Tory situation, but here's how I feel. Wrap this shit up. Wrap it up. Respectfully, I'm tired of hearing about this situation. Respectfully, Meg, we get it. This shit was traumatic for you. Everybody, was talking shit. Respectfully, we get it. But Megan, it's time to move on, boo. Like, it's time to move on for your mental health, for your sake. You can't sit here and say the situation caused you so much stress and mental health. I definitely feel like it's a bit traumatic for sure. But you can't sit here and say the situation caused you so much stress and you just keep going back to it. And this is an energetic reading. It may not look like that out in the public, but y'all, I just feel like, I see a vision of like Meg eating dinner. Like she's eating dinner, she's doing something like either playing tennis for some reason, playing tennis or eating dinner. And in the middle of these daily activities, not even work related, in the middle of these daily activities, she's thinking like, oh yeah, I should probably sue this bitch for talking shit about me. Like Megan is really struggling. That's the census of this whole thing. Megan is really struggling to get not let me stop saying get over because it sounds insensitive. She's struggling to move on from the Tory Lane situation and her best friend. She is really struggling to move on and I get it. Right? I get it. Trust me, I get it. But it's been like how many years at this point? Tory is in jail. Fuck what everybody was saying. Respectfully, what everybody was saying about you. And even though, yes, y'all, I know I did my reading and I don't feel like Megan was telling the complete honest truth, I still don't feel like she's telling the complete honest truth. Listen, this is the real tea. Psychic vision off. This is the real tea. Megan has been caught in many lies, right? And this is really where I want to wrap this video up and say this, okay? Remember, I always say this in a lot of my videos. When you become the victim and you stay the victim for so long, eventually you end up being the bully. Let me say that again for the people that didn't hear me. When you become a victim and stay a victim for so long, you inevitably become the bully. You become the thing that you hated most. And I feel like Megan is starting to become like she's not starting to, but she's going to get there. Like you're walking over there. And that's why I'm seeing some sort of karmic retribution for her. Like I feel like the universe is going to give her like a tap on the shoulder. Like, I mean? A slap on the wrist. Like, sister, you got to stop. I feel like Megan is not going to win every single case. I don't even feel like she was meant to win this case, right? Legally, I just feel like she didn't have the proof. And spiritually, I don't feel like Milagro caused her that much distress. I feel like she was just annoyed by Milagro. I feel like for some reason, I feel like there were bigger fish to fry. When Milagro was on the internet talking shit, I don't even feel like Megan had room to care about her. Like that, I feel like Milagro was the least of her worries. But again, I'm getting intuitively that she went to Milagro. She went after Milagro because Milagro is an easy like it's easy to get her out the way, right? Milagro doesn't have a whole team behind her, and if she does, the team's probably not that, I mean, not as good as hers, or she probably doesn't have enough money, so it's easy to take her down. Megan knew she could get away with this, but I'm gonna say this to Megan, girl, sister. I know you claim to be in therapy. Take a vacation, boo. Take a vacation. You know what? Not even take a vacation, just rebrand. You need to completely rebrand. Change your name, go ahead, drink some kombucha, go to the edge of the earth, sit on an island somewhere for like a month or two, and you need to just like cleanse yourself completely because you're not over the situation. You're not over the Tory Lane situation, and I get it. Again, I don't want nobody to say that I'm victim blaming. I get it. But sister, you cannot take down everybody. You must make peace with your past. You know what I mean? You must make peace with what happened. And that's where she's struggling. She's struggling to make peace. And again, I offer some compassion, but also Megan has been caught in a lot of lies. Even during this case, if you really read into the transcripts, she's been caught in many lies. The text messages, like everything, like shit is not adding up. And so, moral of the story, Megan is a victim. Point blank, period. She was a victim of, I don't even know what you would call that. Like attempted, like she was a victim for sure. She is a victim. But when are you going to stop being a victim? As for Milagro, Milagro's fucking pissed. I feel like Milagro is mad as fuck. Um, I feel like Milagro genuinely thought she had a chance, which I don't blame her because it's like, well, Megan's been caught in multiple lies, right? Like, shouldn't the court be able to tell? Yeah, girl, that's how I felt exactly when I was going to court against my landlord. I thought the same thing. But Milagro unfortunately faced a very grim reality today that it's not truly about evidence and it's not about justice and it's not about seeing things from an unbiased point of view. The court system is really about what goes on behind the scenes. Who knows who has what amount of money, who has the most amount of money, and who has the most power and influence. That's what it's about. That's what it has always been about. Milagro will be okay. I feel like she'll overcome this. I don't think this is the end because again, I'm feeling like spiritually she's not at fault for Megan. Like, listen, sister, we get it. You went through shit, but you can't put all your trauma onto somebody. Like, it's not right to be like, oh, sister, you did this to me. Nah, boo, that was Tori that did that to you. Now, she didn't make it no better, but you can't sit there and be like, you caused me all this pain and all this harm. I get it. Meg wanted to have a gotcha moment. She flipped the script, girl. You ate that. You did your little one. Now it is time to walk away. Don't be a bully. Walk away and let it go, sister. Make like Elsa and let it go. Milagro will be okay. I do feel like she'll face some struggle paying back the amount, but I feel like there's some for some reason Spirit is telling me there's like a payment plan or something, so I don't feel like she'll be struggling, right? Thankfully it's not like 1 million, right? Like Brene just got sued for like what, 2? No, she got sued for 1 point like 7 million or something like that. Milagro only got like what, a couple thousand, like 36,000, something like that. I feel like she'll be able to pay that back within 10 years. I know y'all like, girl, what? I feel like it'll be because of a payment plan. Like, there's something where she doesn't have to give the amount all completely. Like, she doesn't have to give it right then and there. I feel like she can give it in increments, right? But I would say she has to pay it back by a certain year. So, for example, I don't know what's the deadline, but I would say, Milagro, if you're watching this, try to give Meg her money back by something like 2040 or something like that. Like you can't pass a certain deadline. Other than that, I feel like if you do, you'll start facing penalties from the state. Not the court, not Meg, but you'll start facing penalties from the state. You know? I don't even feel like Meg cares about the money. Honestly, I don't feel like that money is enough for Meg. Like I don't know why I just heard this chump change. So again, this was more of an ego thing. Again, if Milagro, if you're watching this, I don't feel like Megan was meant to win that. And this, I'm saying this intuitively, right? When I say think, I'm using my intuitive sense. I don't feel that Meg was supposed to win this case. I don't think she was. But she did, because that's the world we live in. You will be okay, girl. My best advice for Milagro, don't speak of Meg no more. Like, don't include her name. Don't say anything. Because I feel like if you do, again, because Meg is in this petty, almost again, kind of like victim turned bully energy, she's going to be on your ass. I would say if you are going to speak about her, you do it to your close friends in private, girl. Through not even through text, through in-person conversation, girl, through that mouth. Don't text nothing, boo. Don't text nobody nothing. All right. And if you are gonna speak about the situation, don't include her name, don't even allude, don't use a fake name, nothing. Speak about you and you only, and lead just, yeah, that's something you just gotta walk away from. She's in her like, I don't know what energy Meg is in. Like, what's the superhero y'all know that turned inevitably became a villain? I don't know. She's in her like Joker kind of energy. Yeah, that's what I think about Megan Thee Stallion and Milagro. Megan, you need to chill, sister. You need to chill. And that new song, like, I'm sorry, but as an artist, there is no growth. There is no growth. But yeah, I feel bad for what happened to Megan. Of course, we all do. Hopefully, we all do. But Megan, when are you going to evolve? You haven't evolved. It's in your music, it's in your lyrics, sister. You haven't evolved. You cannot keep using your trauma as an excuse for why you can't move on from the past. Respectfully. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please let me know your thoughts, questions, concerns down in the comments below. Please and hype my videos, y'all. Hype this up. More people need to see this, okay? If you are watching this, yes, you, and you have trauma, please heal. Heal, and respectfully, let's move on to the next chapter. I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye. Mwah.